We're exploring Indiana Jones and the Great Circle to find out if this game delivers the adventurous, puzzle-filled experience you'd expect from an Indiana Jones title. At its core, the Great Circle is labeled as an adventure-action game. Notice the order. Adventure comes first. Unlike typical action-packed games, this one emphasizes exploration and puzzles over non-stop combat. It's an interesting approach that tries to stay true to Indy's identity as both an adventurer and an archaeologist. The adventure side of the game shines in moments of pure exploration. You might find Indy in a tomb or dusty room, faced with a puzzle to solve using environmental clues and notes in his trusty journal. These segments slow the pace and let you soak in the intricate details of the world, whether it's the atmospheric tombs or Marshall College, recreated with loving attention to detail. Open-world sections, like those set around the pyramids of Giza, take exploration a step further. These areas encourage players to wander off the beaten path to uncover side dungeons, enemy camps, and hidden secrets. The open-ended design feels ambitious and rewards curiosity, though navigating these vast spaces can sometimes be frustrating due to unclear traversal paths and awkward guard placements. Combat is another key aspect of the gameplay, emphasizing hand-to-hand brawling over traditional gunplay. Weapons like shovels and bottles break after a few uses, forcing you to scavenge for makeshift tools during fights. Bullets are scarce, and stealth mechanics, including disguises, allow you to bypass confrontations entirely. This creates a dynamic rhythm to the gameplay, where improvisation and resourcefulness take precedence over brute force. However, the combat can feel repetitive for some. While the scrappiness aligns well with Indy's character, the lack of depth in melee mechanics and the simplicity of enemy AI may leave players wanting more. Stealth too feels undercooked, with guards acting more like obstacles than genuine threats. True to its roots, the game incorporates plenty of puzzles. These range from environmental challenges to brain teasers that require observation and note-taking. Unfortunately, the puzzles are often too simple, failing to deliver the intellectual challenge one might expect from an Indiana Jones title. Platforming sequences, on the other hand, can feel clunky and awkward, with inconsistent controls that detract from the overall experience. The tomb exploration segments are heavily scripted, offering little room for creative problem-solving. This lack of depth undermines the feeling of discovery that is so central to the Indiana Jones fantasy. For example, scripted events like swarming scorpions or swingable platforms often feel more frustrating than fun, detracting from the sense of adventure. Visually, the game captures the spirit of the films. From the iconic locations to the period-appropriate details, every aspect of the world feels meticulously crafted. The musical score, heavily inspired by John Williams' work, dynamically reacts to the action, immersing you in the experience. Troy Baker's portrayal of Indiana Jones is another highlight, delivering sharp, memorable quips that feel true to the character. However, there's a disconnect between these cinematic elements and the more gamified mechanics. Eating stolen lemons to boost stamina or dealing with a stamina bar during traversal feels out of place and breaks immersion. These choices can make the gameplay feel less fluid and more like a chore, especially in large, open areas. While Indiana Jones and the Great Circle has its strengths, it also stumbles in key areas. The marketing as an adventure action game might set the wrong expectations for some players, as the stealth mechanics and slow pace dominate much of the experience. The AI can feel unresponsive or nonsensical, making stealth encounters lack tension or challenge. Traversal mechanics also need work, with controls for climbing and movement often feeling imprecise. The game's reliance on developer hints for progression, especially in disguise-based sections, can disrupt the flow and make some mechanics feel underdeveloped. Despite the open-world design, there's little sense of discovery or reward for exploration. Many areas feel unintuitive, with random design elements that don't seem to serve a clear purpose. The lack of clear visual cues and the punishing design of some sections, like the aforementioned scorpions, can turn what should be thrilling sequences into frustrating ones. If you're a fan of the Indiana Jones films and want a game that captures the spirit of adventure, this demo does a decent job. The world building, music, and cinematic moments all feel like they belong in an Indiana Jones story. This is a game that will likely appeal most to fans of the Indiana Jones films, and those looking for a slower-paced, exploration-driven experience. For others, the lack of depth in key areas may make it feel underwhelming compared to other modern adventure games. It's worth checking out to see if the mix of adventure, action, and stealth clicks for you. Just don't expect a perfect representation of Indiana Jones's adventurous spirit. There are plenty of exciting moments, but they're often overshadowed by frustrating design choices. If you want to dive deeper into the details of Red Dead Redemption 2 after 6 years, check out the full review by clicking the link. Whether you're a returning player or new to the game, there's plenty to explore. Don't miss out on what makes this game so memorable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.